It's fall, y'all. Time to break out the pumpkins. Coming up on this week's episode of Tip Tuesday with the Concrete Glamper, I'll share some of my decorating tips on how you can get your campsites ready for fall. Welcome to this week's Tip Tuesday. I hope you all are just excited as I am because fall camping season has officially began. And so we are kicking off our fall camping season here at Talona Ridge in North Georgia. As you can see over my shoulders, you have the beautiful mountains of North Georgia in the background. We are currently in the city of East Ellijay, and the leaves are starting to turn colors, and there's a little crispness in the air, and it's just a fantastic start to the fall weather. If you're new to our channel, I say welcome. Tip Tuesdays is specifically around campsite decor, and I love to say more is more. I will start this week off by giving you a look at the beautiful views that you have here. And the particular site that we are in, it has a deck that is attached to the pull-through site, and it is the perfect location to decorate. All right, so we'll get things started with the picnic table. We'll start off with the tablecloth. As you can see, it's not vinyl. This one is more cloth, but it is water resistant. And so I kind of dribbled a little water on there so the water beads up, that you can just wipe it off very seamless. That's really important this time of year, especially when you're having those dewy nights that this gets wet and you don't have to worry about putting it on and taking it off. The water just runs right off of it. And so I did a really simple setup because there are high winds here. So I did a leaf placemat, and then I did just a charger on top. And so we've been eating dinner and lunch, and so you can bring your plates from the inside, but this is okay because it's plastic, that it can stay out here for throughout the day. It's something that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. This placemat, actually I'm not really sure where I picked that up from. And then this cute little pumpkin is actually from the dollar store. Again, it's plastic. You don't have to worry about any dew getting on it. You don't have to worry about it falling. It's just really the perfect setup. And then I have a lantern. This is a tip for you, that it initially had glass on the inside, but I did not bring it because it had glass, but I love the sides of it. And so I took the glass panels out, and so now I can insert anything that I choose inside. And so the way that I did my centerpiece for this is this is a mini wreath that I'm not really sure why the cardboard's here. This is a mini wreath that I placed on the inside. And then this is one of my standard huge battery operated candles that I put inside. And then you can just pull the stems, close the door, decorate around, pull your flowers out, and voila. No problems there at all. And then these are also some cute little pumpkins that I picked up, something that I had last year. They're also plastic, really friendly, but if you can see, they have a little sparkle to them. And so that's really cute, that during the day they can catch a little bit of the sunlight, and then at night they can catch a little bit of the candlelight. And so to round out the table, of course, I have some cushions, because that's always a staple. One new touch that I added for this setup, because this week was a birthday week between myself and my husband Reggie, and so I wanted to add a little festive touch. And so I had this ice bucket that I've had around for previous events for camping and at home. But I saw online how people were making these flower, I don't know if you could see that, these flower ice balls to cool down your champagne, your juices, or what have you, especially if you were doing something outside or just any type of party gathering. And so it turned out so cute. And so essentially, I thought I'd save one, but essentially what you do is you have a balloon. I went to the dollar store, got some dollar store white balloons, and I also picked up some flower petals, stems, similar to this from the dollar store. And then I just picked the stems off of it. And you put it in the balloon and you just filled it up with water. And so the end result is these balloons that are filled with all of these little stems. So you have ice that has a little decorative touch. And then once they harden, you put them in the refrigerator, of course. I did probably a total of 48 hours because I did do some prep before we came camping, because I know in our RV it takes forever for our freezer and refrigerator to cool down. So the night before our travel day, I did go ahead and fill the balloons up with water, put the flower petals in. And so when we arrived, they were in a cooler, and then I just put them back in our freezer here at the campsite. So these are really like rock solid, as you can see. And then some, since they've been sitting out, they've been starting to melt. So you can sort of see the little flower petals. Let me bring that closer to you right there of the stem. But it worked out perfectly. And so of course I have a bottle of wine in here. When it melts, you can see the water gathers at the bottom. It's keeping the wine chilled, but you don't have to use wine. I mean, you can use juices, you can use orange juice. I think coming up holidays, when a lot of us are going to be spending time at the campsites and having guests over, water would be even super cute. Again, anything that you want to keep cold, I think this is just a very lovely idea to do it. And then why not? I had a little leftover pumpkin, so I just threw it in there for festiveness. But you can see as they melt, this has been out here and it's fairly warm today. I mean, it's been in like upper 70s, maybe even low 80s. And I would say it's been out here probably about an hour and a half. And it's just now where you see some of the flower petals are starting to melt away. But again, it's in an ice bucket. It's not causing any problems. It's not attracting any bugs, more importantly, because these aren't real flowers. These are fake flowers. I would say just a warning and a suggestion. So I tried it in two methods. I tried it in my kitchen sink, and then I also tried it in my bathroom sink. The bathroom faucet seemed to work the best because I was able to pull the balloons around the faucet itself. It was small enough, and I felt like that pressure in cutting the faucet on and off worked best when doing this. And in my kitchen, I have a water hose that detaches, and I just didn't seem to have the best results. So moving along from the picnic table, going back up against the RV, small touches. We have rugs that have pumpkins and gourds on them at both of our entrances. And then this is a secondary table. You've heard me say before that I like to put a tablecloth on the table that sits in front of the wheels, because again, it hides the wheels. And so I think it creates a little bit more intimacy and a clean option for you at the campsite. And put a tablecloth on this. This is a table that we have. It's a folding table. I think you've seen me use it before, but it folds in half. It folds down. It fits on the rig. It stays on the rig. So same concept here, where this was a lantern that had glass in it. As you can see, this was the former holder of that glass that I took the glass off because I just love the girthiness of this, and you just needed one thing. And then this is a find that this is like my surprise find of fall. Are these on? It's kind of hard to see. Yes, they're on. These came from the dollar store. I think they were $3 a piece, but at night they reflect off the ground, they reflect inside, and they just give off this most magnificent ambient lighting. And again, this is plastic. You know, I typically try to stay away of anything that has any glass to it. And so then this is also one of the pumpkins that I decorated. This was also a dollar store project. If you look at our channel, one of my shorts, I did a quick short on how I did this, but this was basically napkins that I did decoupage on a styrofoam pumpkin, and then did some twine at the top. And again, it's just one of those cute little touches that you can put anywhere on your rig, and you're not worrying about dropping it. You're not worrying about damaging it. And then rounding out our outside seating area, I just have a large pumpkin, something I picked up from Hobby Lobby that sometimes it stays outside, sometimes it goes inside. It's really a multi-purpose decor item is what I like to call it. And then this is a barrel that is activated with propane, and we didn't have a propane spare tank, but they did have them in the office that if you wanted to rent them, but we just chose not to. We're just doing a typical fire burn fireplace. And then these are some cute little pillows that I have for outside. These are really great. I picked these up on Amazon. I'll put the description in the link below. Again, you know how I love pillows, but these are just the pillowcases, and they work perfectly because I can put them directly on top of whatever pillows that I have on here. They actually come with this kind of, not really linen, it's kind of a synthetic fabric, but it holds up really well to the outside elements. If you have water or it gets damp, you can wash it off. I will say though, as one tip, that if you can tell, I'll put them side by side. Depending on the type of pillow that you use will determine how fluffy your pillow. So this is one that is more of a down synthetic feeling, and then this is one that has more of an outdoor pillow. So if you can see, one is more girthier than the other. So just depending on what vibe that you're going for, that's ultimately what I would recommend. And then lastly, here's a little shelf that they add as a decorative cheer. At night, you'll be able to see this a little bit more. Those are candles that are battery operated. They look like wax, super cute, but it's something that I've had for a while. Battery operated. You can see the little light and then the flicker when the lights go down. And then I just, whoops, it's falling down. I just put a few picks in there. This is plastic, something that I picked up from the dollar store. These are also these dollar store velvet pumpkins that they had a lot of this year that I'm in love with. And these are picks that between Joann's and Hobby Lobby, again, laying around, that it's a filler. And so this is something that I am trying. It's not new, it's just I haven't used it in a while since I've been doing Tip Tuesdays. And you're probably like, what is this, Mika? So this is so fantastic. This is the top piece of a bar that provides you sort of like a picture frame around your picnic table, and I'll put it all together for you very shortly. And so I just wanted to do something just a little bit different, again, because this week was our birthday week and I was trying to just be a little bit festive, but I also didn't want to spend a lot of time decorating once we got on the campsite. And so one thing that I did do, that if you can see if I turn it over, at home I picked up this pool noodle from the dollar store, put it on with some zip ties, and had some feathers that I decorated with, that I also super glued it with. And so I will say that one of the things that I have noticed since I've been out here is that I needed to add some more, and I knew that was probably going to be the case. And so what I've been doing is just, because it is pool noodles, excuse me, you can just put pieces in there and the gravity will take it down, and I think that would just be super fine. And so yeah, I mean, you just kind of come in, there's no rhyme or reason. I'll put it up here. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. I think it all falls very naturally. You're just really trying to create this vibe of it's hanging, and then it's gonna hang over your table. And so I've just really been working my way down, filling it up. I did do a test run earlier and realized that, hey, I needed to fill in the gaps just a little bit more. And the beauty of it is that because it is a pool noodle, you really don't have to super glue. I super glued some pieces, but it's not a pick that if you want to use it or take it back home, you can certainly do that. Because again, it just goes in. As you can see, you can just slide it in and it's attached to the bar, and it just kind of slide in and on. And so let me put it up so that you can kind of get a full feel of the vibe. It's so fantastic. Hold on. So this is the final product now that the bar is up over the table. Absolutely love it, love it, love it. I would say my only tip for anyone is that regardless of what you put up here, these bars don't hold a lot of weight, because essentially you have this up here, which is a screw that has it in place, and then you have it with the tension on the side. Well, that's it for this week's Tip Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed some of my fall campsite decor ideas and decorating tips for your campsites. I also appreciate the continued support and just encourage you all just to continue to like and subscribe to our channel. And as I like to say, I love campsite decor, and more is more. See you next time. And get your pumpkins out.